My name is Rhapsody, welcome back to Slay the Spire. It's time to go into the daily climb. Alright, connected to the server. Ooh, holy crumbs! Now that's interesting. Diverse. Start with 2 cards from another class. Now at the moment there is only one other class in the game, so I'm pretty sure we're gonna get some silent cards. Uncertain future, the map only shows question mark. Binary card rewards contain only 2 cards, that's also pretty interesting. And vintage, the merchant prices are increased by 25%. Let's start. There are a fair few cards in the silent deck that would be absolutely insane were they to be applied to the Ironclad, and the poisons aren't it. Alright. How are we gonna do this then? So higher cost cards obviously have a synergy in the Ironclad because you have more ways to trade your health for energy just much more readily. You don't need adrenaline, you don't need concentrate to trade cards for energy. Instead, you just need like, oh, what's it called? It's not called Burning Blood. Lose 3 HP, gain an energy, gain 2 energy on the upgrade. I can't remember the name of it for the life of me, but that offering, there's more options available to you in lower rarity tiers. And on top of that, you can draft a high-cost deck as the Ironclad and then go for the Snecko Skull and have a real good time. Alright, well let's just start our path and see how it goes. I feel like I should, at the very least, try to poison enemies when available. There's also another option that you can go for, which is, since the Ironclad doesn't have available any poison synergies, what best synergizes with poison? We'll never be able to play Clash in this deck. What best synergizes with poison? Defense. You build an ungodly wall in front of yourself, nothing can ever hit you, and then you just wait for things to die to the poison. It's the same strategy that has the deck stacking footwork silent, just building this wall every single turn and throwing out poison using noxious fumes typically. But we can do the same here much more actively. Rather than stacking powers, we stack things like Defend, Entrench, Barricade, and use the Bouncing Flasks. That said, Warcry is going to be a little bit better. A little bit. It's going to be ridiculously better, in fact, so that I can put the... If I have 2 2-cost things in my hand, I get to put one of them back on top of my deck. Alright. I will go for the double defend here, because we're going to be using poison for the largest amount of our damage. So I don't need to worry about pitching a ridiculous offense right there. I was really hoping for a defensive card there, because now we actually won't get the kill. Well, not in time, at least. Sorry. Just organizing when we're going to be doing Slay the Spire, or rather how to beat Slay the Spire with Lolash. Alright, we have no card draw in this deck so far. I did say that this deck would be a defensive deck, using, like, we just forego all offense, use the Bouncing Flasks as said offense, and then use as much defense as possible. In a deck that is doing that, you can use Body Slam. As good as Battle Trance is, I'm going to take a Body Slam here, because I was already going to make this a ridiculously defensive deck. That just totally fits into it. It plays into the ideal. Alright, fully defend. Body Slam for 10, don't mind if I do. And just applying that Bouncing Flask. And a single stab means I just wait 2 turns. I do need to upgrade both of these Bouncing Flasks as soon as is possible. As much as I would like another Body Slam... there we go. As much as I would like another Body Slam, I don't think I have enough defensive options in the deck yet to support one. I'll take it, though. Now I'm not taking any more body slams for the rest of the deck. I just literally need to take defensive cards. Okay. I'm fine with going all poison on one target there. That's not bad. Damn it. Well, that front line is going to die next turn, which is handy because he's probably going to go for the attack next turn, so that's just completely mitigated. We'll put the body slam back on top of the deck, and beautiful. We're set. Hell yes. Pick up a strength potion. There's a battle trance if I do want it for the card draw, and I do at the moment currently want that for the card draw. Well, no real decision to be made that turn. Except for whether or not I wanted to throw a weaken potion in. That actually would have been a reasonable play, throwing the weaken potion in there. Here it's just 3 strikes, no reason to do anything else. Thankfully, when we're entangled, it's not going to stop us from playing the bouncing blast, which will get us lethal. Shockwave and Clothesline. While Shockwave is strong... Damn it! That phone's supposed to be on mute! There we go. Beautiful. While Shockwave is powerful, I don't want to dilute my deck with all of these things that are going to be nice with our strategy while we still don't have our base strategy. We need defensive cards, and then we can take a Shockwave, not in the other order. Now, this fight, I'm very likely to use Weaken Potion, maybe the Artifacting Potion, depending on how things are going. Okay, we will be using the Weaken Potion here. Right. Bash Strike is fine. So at this point, the Weaken Potion has probably saved me about 8 HP. It's totally fine. Tiny Chest, you gain 30 gold at the time that you pick it up, and you are 10% more likely to find treasure in question mark rooms. Treasure are the ones that have the relics in them. I'll take a Shrug It Off. Defensive card, a little bit of card draw. Anti-synergistic with the battle trance that we already have in the deck, but very strong otherwise. Yeah. I'm gonna protect my HP here. That's exactly what I was looking for. And I'm also not going to use Battle Trance here because I do want to have the next Poison Potion in a hand where I can actually play it. Yeah, because then I get to completely mitigate the fact that my opponent's defending this turn because the armor goes on top of the already poisoned HP, so the enemy's already dead. Nope. We don't exhaust enough cards for Feel No Pain to be a significant source of defense. Gremlin Horn, I love this relic. Whenever an enemy dies, gain 1 energy and draw a card. It's less good in a poison-based deck, because in a poison-based deck, oftentimes the enemy dies at the end of the turn, so you can't use that extra card that you get, or that extra energy that you get. Regal Pillow, heal an additional 15 HP when you rest. We don't actually have negatives here that make it bad for us in terms of HP. Like, oftentimes there's a negative modifier, which is you do not rest between floors, so you don't gain HP between floors. And that's a really, really rough one. But that's not currently applied to us. So the Regal Pillow might not be necessary at all. We need to upgrade both of the body slams, because making something 0 cost is just so damn significant. Alright. Energy Potion is nice, much better than an Artifacting Potion. Iron Wave is a way to get some defense, but no, we don't need it. We want dedicated defensive things. Oh, crumbs. Oh, alright. Ooh. This is difficult. Sadistic Nature. Whenever you apply a debuff to an enemy, they take 3 damage. We apply a lot of debuffs. This would mean that Bouncing Blast would be apply 3 poison. I'm going to talk about the upgraded version. Apply 3 poison to a random enemy 4 times. Deal 12 damage distributed across those enemies. That's good, but I don't think it's ridiculous. What is ridiculous? Well, I mean, shovel. You can now dig for loot at rest sites, but the thing is, we have a lot of upgrades we need to do. Like, we need to upgrade both of the bouncing flasks and both of the body slams before we can even consider using the shovel for digging. We'll do it. Shovel is too ridiculous to really pass up. Shovel is, at campfires, you can now dig. We're actually going to use a strength potion here, because otherwise we're going to start taking way too much damage. Energy potion isn't guaranteed. No, it is guaranteed to help me here. Okay. We'll do it then. So now I'm not taking any damage. Beautiful. Hey, I did want it to hit the back target twice. It hit it 3 times, that's fine. As you can see, the enemy died at the end of the turn. I got the extra energy and the extra card. I kept the extra card, but I did not keep the extra energy. That's the problem. Alright. And we're done. Beautiful. But the shovel is you can now dig for relics at rest sites. It does say only loot, but it does mean relics. True Grit's fine, but again, I would have to upgrade it before I could ever use it. I have enough things that I need to upgrade right now without a True Grit sometimes being unplayable in my hand. Because the poison is the main source of my offense, I will use the poison there. Is there something I want to put back on top of my deck? Probably the defend. Yeah, we'll do that, and then we'll put the defend back on top of our deck. And it didn't matter, of course. The bouncing flask was going to be in there. Another shrug it off. Good. I was looking for defensive cards. I really want to upgrade my poisons as soon as possible. But digging for loot is so important. Ugh. I also need to upgrade both these body slams. We'll upgrade both of the poisons first and then the body slams. Unfortunately, I'm going to have my card draw slowed here, which is really not good for us. We're going to be hit by this 35 as well. Ooh. With no defensive cards either. Yikes. At the very least, we are going to heal between floors. So we do have that going for us. I should have shrugged it off first. Yeah, it's my bad. I screwed that one up. That's all on me. Enemy is splitting this turn anyway, though. Also actually going to throw a weaken potion on the back line, because it is entirely possible that the enemies split here, both of them attack at the same time, and then I'm dead. Am I actually dead already? Both of them attack at the same time here. Am I dead? No. Not yet. No, I'm totally dead. Right, that guy at the front was doing 16. God. I had 45 HP going into that fight. That's the really annoying thing about fighting the slime boss. You can lose a hell of a lot really quickly against him with just bad draws. Like, all my defensive cards came early. I had literally 1 defend in his 35 damage attack. I could have used an ancient potion to prevent his... Wait, why would I do the same place? Let's vary up this run. Now, I could have used the Ancient Potion to prevent his downgrading of my draw, which would have been slightly better, but I still believe we would have met the same end. When they split, if they start to just aggressively attack, that's pretty much time to put your head between your knees and kiss your ass goodbye. We'll take the war cry. Again, this opener is very likely to be quite similar. Even though we're entirely on the other side of the map. Pretty close. Alright. Bye-bye forever. I do want the general archetype I was going for before, though. I do believe that will overall be better. I'll use the Warcry here to just try and set up my next hand, plus burn the Warcry out of my deck. Bouncing Flask Strike, and the enemy is dead. Beautiful. Alright. There's the second Body Slam. Very early shot with a very early shovel that I can't take, and I will never get again as a result. Bludgeon is actually really good in a deck that gets Gremlin Horn. I do need Shrug It Off, though. Yeah. I think we take Bludgeon, because without Bludgeon, we're going to have a lot of difficulty against the end boss for this floor. I'd like to try and mitigate some of that difficulty. Mm-hmm. 3 damage there. It's 15 plus 1, 16. It's not enough to kill. Alright. Now we've got the kill. Beautiful. There's the Shrug It Off that I wanted from before. Now that we're smithing cards... Hey, we're actually finally smithing some cards on this side. My first upgrade is actually still going to be Bludgeon. In clutch, that 10 extra damage is going to be really important. As much as I want a Relic here, I'm actually going to go for the safer option. Since I have a lot of expensive cards, I play a lot of very expensive cards, which means that I don't get to empty my hand a lot of the time. Which means that Regret would be taking a lot of my HP. There's the Gremlin Horn. Good. Unfortunately, we've now seen the Toxic and Molten Eggs, as well as the Bottled Flame, so we're not going to be able to pick those up later. I think it's time to start removing these strikes. Because ideally, our only big hit card is going to be... Ooh, gosh. Yikes. Ideally, our only big hit card is going to be the Bludgeon. And then everything else is poison related. Armaments. Fine. Fine. Didn't want to have to use armaments in this deck. Really? Alright. I should have actually just done double strike there. Would have done 2 more damage. Alright. 1 hit next turn kills. Beautiful. Tiny chest, gain 30 gold. You're 10% more likely to find treasure in question mark rooms. We'll take another Warcry because we've got, again, a need for it. Offer another strike to get it out of my deck. Start getting the enemy poisoned up where available. Beautiful. These bludgeons have saved me a lot of HP. Drop kick as well. Yikes. Next one's going to be another bouncing flask. So now all of my offense is taken care of, except for obviously the body slams. Just shrug it off in my next hand so I can draw if I'm desperate. Okay, I have 8 cards left in my deck. All but one of them is garbage, so I'm going to use Shrug It Off to draw one of the garbage cards into this hand. Beautiful. Armaments that body slam. Alright, the enemy is now going to split early, which is actually kind of unfortunate. Since they split so early, these smaller enemies now have a lot more HP, but I also have a lot more HP to stand their attacks for a while. Bludgeon kills the back line. Alright, we'll do that. Beautiful. And Bludgeon kills the 4 line. That's why I got Bludgeon, by the way, for exactly that kind of thing. Alright, so now's the point where I have to decide. Do I take another Bludgeon and hope that I get Snecko Eye? Is that my game plan? I think that might actually now be my game plan. Didn't get Snecko Eye, that's rough. That said, we're not going to be playing 6 cards in a single turn, oftentimes, so we'll take the Velvet Choker here. Gain energy at the start of each turn. You cannot play more than 6 cards a turn. With expensive cards in our deck, like double Bludgeon, double Bouncing Flask, it's very unlikely we actually end up playing. That's really annoying, because the second Warcry isn't going to help me. Because it'll just draw the same thing and then put it back on top of my deck. I really don't like this. This will prevent 5 damage right now. Alright, fine. Ouch. Okay, that frontliner is actually dead with no more interference, which is handy. Ow. Please stop hitting me. Bludgeon here actually kills. So I get another card. The Bouncing Flask back on top of the deck. And now we should just be able to kill. Awesome. Nope. Even though Cleave is good and we need AoE, we've already put a bunch of garbage in our deck. We don't need to continue stacking our deck with absolute garbage. Our defensive plan is... how best to explain it? Hot garbage? We need to be better defended or faster to kill. One or the other, and we are neither at the moment. Upgraded armaments? I mean, it'll mean that I don't have to upgrade the other armaments, which is good, I guess. We will be removing all of these strikes and stuff, so we'll go with the removal there. There's our Regal Pillow that we didn't get last time. I'm actually fine with being confused here. A lot of the time it's going to make my stuff cheaper. Yeah, like a 2 energy bludgeon's pretty good. Ghostly armor is really defensive. Nice pickup for us. Alright, we will use armaments and ghostly armor. I'm probably going to use the ancient potion as well. Primary reason is to prevent this weakness that would have been dealt out by the slaver in front. I need my bludgeons to be bludgeons, plural. Okay. Put another body slam back on top of my deck because I've still got my shrug it off in there. It actually saves me only 1 HP to use the fire potion right now rather than just later. Pantograph at the start of boss combats, heal 25 HP, pretty good pickup. Bloodletting Plus, that's exactly the card I was talking about at the very start, and we will take it because it is going to help us play out all of these expensive cards we put in our deck. Ugh. Well, I mean, it's correct to just bludgeon here, right? I'm mad about it, but it is correct. Because then I just waste the rest of my energy. That's a lot of days I just put in my deck. Really displeased about that. Right, Bash will draw me a card. Nothing I can really do with that bloodletting this turn, but it was a very unique circumstance. Go with a standard strike so I don't put another daze in my deck. I don't want my next hand to just be bludgeon triple daze. Alright, I'm gonna upgrade the bludgeon. I'm gonna throw it, and I'm gonna save myself 14 HP. By not saving myself 14 HP. I'm weakened! Ah! I didn't even think about that. Crumbs. That fire potion didn't need to be thrown. Feel no pain is still not going to be taken. Let's upgrade this bludgeon. We've already got an upgraded armaments in the deck, so we're actually just looking to remove the other armaments. On Memory, negate the next 2 curses you would obtain. They are just removed before they hit your deck, which is handy. One damage off. Hell yeah. Oh, great. And I get weakened as a result. Against this enemy, it's probably more important to just stack the poison. Shrug will armaments the body slam. Warcry probably put bloodletting back on top. Awesome. This is less awesome. Best defense I could do that turn. That said, the enemy is now dead. Whew. Alright, regen potion's a great pickup there. Burning Pact and Carnage, no thank you. Sundial, every 3 times you shuffle your deck, gain 2 energy. That's a nice pickup for us. This turn, your next attack is paid twice. Is going to be really, really handy for our bludgeons. Yeah. And it's on sale, so sure. I'll also remove another strike from my deck, and then take Blood Vial at the start of each combat, heal 2 HP. So I'm healing 2 HP at the start of each combat, 6 HP at the end of each combat, and 25 HP at the start of boss combats. And that is going to try and mitigate the amount of resting that I actually have to do. By resting way less, I should be able to upgrade more of these very, very core cards in my deck. Okay, enemy is on 58 HP. When we consider the blood... No, I'm weakened. God. Nothing I can really do about that one. Gonna take some damage there. Yay. It's another ghostly armor, and I want them, but I need them. Yeah. I'm just mad that I need them. Taking a hell of a lot of damage in these fights. For a defensive deck, that's not really a great idea. These poisons have easily become the worst part of this deck. And yet they're still just hanging around. I don't know why I'm allowing them to do that. Yeah, frontline, I had to be healed that turn. Damn it. Alright, I'll just bludgeon you first. Do I want a bouncing flask? Yeah. It was either that or ghostly armor, body slam, just so that I could keep the ghostly armor in my deck, but that's not super necessary. Here you can see why I don't want a second armament in the deck. It's not necessary. Alright, goodbye forever. Headbutt combust. I can't just keep adding trash to my deck. Next upgrade is going to be on one of these body slams so that I can play more defensively. We heal 25 by coming into the fight, and then we heal another 2. Do I want bludgeon in this hand or the next hand? Next hand. Because I want to be able to kill these friends before they destroy my life. Alright, by using bloodletting, we can now bash to kill one. So I can do that with a higher HP one. Beautiful, which gets me my gremlin. It's unfortunate. I actually want to double tap a lot later. It got me an extra card from the gremlin horn. Yeah, I wanted all of that on the front line there, unfortunately. I should have put the Armaments Plus back on top of my deck there. That's my bad. Yeah, it actually would have been pretty good here. I mean, the thing is, I can kill you. Great, I killed you. I'm so pleased about it. There's the 51 incoming damage. Can I stop it? Drink the regen potion way too late in this fight because I thought it wasn't going to need it. It's a really nice thought, the diverse, to use that as the opener. If I knew that we weren't going to get a ridiculous amount of defense following, hang on, let me find my actual run history. Wait, what? Dailies. Okay, it's not going to show me the daily? That's fine. If I knew that we weren't going to be able to really make the poison work for us ridiculously because we weren't going to be able to find things like Entrench or super high defense cards, I'm talking about things like Flame Barrier, or Barricade, or relics that work with defense. If I knew we weren't going to be able to find that kind of thing, I probably would have just seen those two, the two bouncing flasks as extra to the deck, and I would have gone all the line with the bludgeon strategy. The problem with the bludgeon strategy is it really heavily tapers off in terms of power in the endgame, because the enemies have a greater amount of HP than you can deal with just one or just two bludgeons. The double tap does help you mitigate that, and getting extra energy helps you mitigate that, and having the gremlin horn helps you mitigate that, because when you have 5 energy, 2 energy relics, and a 3 cost bludgeon, you can bludgeon, kill something, gain an energy back with the gremlin horn, and then bludgeon again. And that's 2 manual bludgeons you get to play, which means you get to decide different targets for them, which is a lot better on the next floor because you've got all of the shapes and you've got all of the summons and the minions. That said, it's still really difficult to get that to work. Snecko Eye would have been a ridiculous pickup for us. The Cursed Key was pretty good, but it was also really, really difficult to pin down a large amount of damage while defending ourselves by using the bludgeons. And if we wanted to go for the strategy where we use the bouncing flask as our output of damage, then maybe I should have looked at them as my only win condition and ignored the body slams, because the body slams at the end were just diluting our deck, doing a very, very small amount of damage, if any at all, a lot of the time. So I would recommend deciding whether or not you want to ignore the bouncing flasks and go all into the bludgeons, or if you want to build only defense and ignore all of the opening cards, including the body slams, until you just get the ghostly armors and you just ghostly armor, have a thin deck, ghostly armor, and keep popping out those bouncing flasks wherever available. For the moment, though, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slay the Spire, the daily challenge. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we will see you next time.